All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. We'd like to give double honors to our elders and apostles at Great Millstone that do well. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect, the hopeful elect in the 1/3. And Lord's with us will be edifying to the sincere sheep of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Rakakodash. All right, we are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and those scattered abroad according to the diaspora. And we are commanded to come out on the highways and byways, in season and out of season, to prophesy the downfall of what you know as America, which is prophesied in the Bible as the virgin daughter of Babylon, all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, you know? And you got a lot of things going on in the earth. You got a lot of, matter of fact, let's start with Daniel. Wisdom shall be increased. If you notice, there's a spirit in the air where wisdom is being increased, all right, on the inhabitants and the people. All right, i.e. starting with the Hebrew Israelites, and out of that, the prophets, okay? You have average American citizens that are waking up to the draconian, tyrannical system, what they call the land of the free, which it's not free, all right? Because you claim you can so-called have the right to remain silent, but they can use that against you in a court of law. So people are starting to wake up to what the prophets have been saying, or what has been written in the Bible oh so long ago. You got that, brother? Yeah, let's start with that.
This is Daniel 12:4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end.
Yep. So, we got to speak on that. A lot of people don't know that this book, all right, was and is sealed. All right, but through Yahushai, all right, he unloosed it for who? The Israelites. All right, the teachers, the prophets, the pastors. That's what we are. We're teachers, we're prophets, we're evangelists, and we're pastors, man. You know, because your whole life, you've always known Pastor Mike, you know, Pastor John. Shit, the closest Jake knows, Pastor Troy, you know. But now the Lord is raising up, all right, according to his flock, Jeremiah 3:15, right? According to mine, you see, which is beautiful, man, because with knowledge being increased, your Christian pastor no longer has the floor, man, okay? The pulpit preacher, all right, is becoming non-existent in his power when it comes to the scriptures. Read that again, brother.
This is Daniel 12:4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end.
Yep.
Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
Many shall run to and fro. Where do we run to and fro on? Are you done with that? Matthew 24:14. We ran to and fro on the internet. Okay, Psalms 19, you know, just to quote it, but the gospel being preached, we got woken up. Our ears got turned on, our eyes, the light switch came on. So Tawadi Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai for allowing us to perceive, hear, and understand what's going on, because a lot of people don't, you see? But knowledge has been increased in so much that the children of Israel have remembered themselves in captivity, man. That's high level, okay? Let's read that real quick.
Matthew 24:14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world.
The gospel of this kingdom shall be preached in all the world. Key word, this gospel, right? So you have to understand that there's, I believe, in one of the books of the gospels, it says one faith. It might be Ephesians. Yeah, one faith, one sound, one gospel, okay? This is the good news. And an evangelist is one who derives on bringing out the gospel. So you have certain brothers who just love talking about the gospel, you know, how this is for you. That's an evangelist, all right? You got some brothers that are more in a shepherd manner, you know, big brother spirit. That's a pastor. Then you got other brothers that are prophetic, and some brothers that just teach or all have a piece of it all around, because that's the spirit, man. Because this gospel is being preached. So now we caught wind of it. You know, just like when Yahushua told his disciples, cast the net on thy right side. And then that net, it was so heavy they couldn't even lift it, you know. Because that's us. We're part of that fish. Fishers of men, we're that fish. Got caught, now the sheep being built up to be shepherds. You know.
Matthew 24:14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world, for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
It said this gospel shall be preached in all the world. Because when the gospel was first being preached, it was over here in the Middle East, okay? And then through curses, all right, Gad, the northern kingdom coming, all right, through the Horn of Africa, escaping Assyrian captivity, they came over to the Western Hemisphere, right? And then Yahushua said, I have sheep that are not of this fold, okay? And then through 70 AD, with that prophecy, we became over here, so the gospel had to come through the whole world. And now we woke back up on the Western Hemisphere, i.e. why the 12 tribes chart is based on the Western Hemisphere, because this will befall you in the last days. Then, with that preaching, the gospel spread back to the Middle East, see? So that the gospel, through the Spirit of the Lord, has circumvented the earth, man, okay? How powerful is that? Yeah.
This is Acts 1 and 6. When they therefore will come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom of Israel? And he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons.
Now, real quick before you finish that, brother, that statement alone cuts what you call Christianity today. A Christian will read over that, and it's our job in the Spirit to bring that precious material out. The mere fact that the disciples were asking our Lord and Savior, Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, they said, will you restore the kingdom back? It said back, right? Back to Israel. So right in the New Testament, you have the disciples telling you, are they asking Yahushua, is he bringing back the kingdom for Israel? You know, keep going.
And he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons which the Father had put in his own power.
Mm-hmm.
But you shall receive power. After that, the Holy Spirit is come upon you, and ye shall be witnesses unto me, both in Jerusalem and in all Judea, and in Samaria.
Where else?
And unto the uttermost part of the earth.
The uttermost. Look, the biggest landmass is the Middle East. You got what the hell's over here? You got China. You know, I mean Asia Minor, Germany. You know, you look at all this big landmass. But Yahushua, he said to the uttermost parts of the earth. Here's the uttermost part, man. Okay, this is the uttermost part of the earth. So, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, Yahushua was already letting us know that in your next life, you're going to receive this power again. Okay? And that power is the Holy Spirit. That power is what he gave his disciples in Matthew 10. Okay? We are princes of the power. So now remembering ourselves, we remember our power. All right?
Oh,
that was it? All right, let's get into this.
St. Jeremiah 3 and verse 15. And I will give you pastors according to mine heart.
Pastors according to my heart, shepherds. All right? Because as knowledge is being increased, Israelites, the simple ones, are now starting to see that you got a lot of just black guys with Bibles teaching, man. Okay? Because we're bringing out full spiritual nutritional meal on a daily through the Spirit. So this is what the Lord has set up. The Lord has set up pastors according to his liking. Okay? Keep going.
And it says, we shall feed you.
Oh, well, just like David. When Samuel, what did he go to? Jesse? Was it Jesse and his sons? It was King David's son. Remember, he was bringing all his sons to him? Yeah, the son of Jesse. Remember, they were like, he brought all the sons, and they're like, surely one of these got to be the king. And he said, do you have any other sons? You see? Because that was according to the Lord's liking. King David was according to what the Lord wanted as a king. He gave you Saul because that's what you wanted. Some big, tall, you know, so-called black brother. But the Lord was like, nah, that's not what I want. And he told him the judgment that will befall you for this king that you wanted. You know? Keep going.
And it says, we shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. Right, and guess what? And, that's what they do. You know, the apostles and the elders, you know, they fed us spiritually. You know, because why? Because those men are our spiritual fathers.
Feeding us.
Oh, yeah.
They're feeding us. Let's get that. What's that in John? He said, feed my sheep. It said John 21 and 17, around there. You know, because we're being fed. We're all being fed. We're all eating here. Okay? Just like when Yahweh Shai fed 5,000 with the small loaves of bread and the fish, that's what's happening now. That the same meal, okay, that looks like nothing is feeding thousands. So that one lesson that may seem like nothing is feeding thousands of Yahweh Shai sheep, man. Okay? And the Lord has put a spirit on us where we care about Yahweh Shai sheep, and that's what a shepherd would do. Okay?
St. John 21, I'm gonna start at 15. So when they had dined, Yahweh Shai said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? He said unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He said unto him, Feed my lambs. He said unto him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He said unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He said unto him, Feed my sheep. He said unto him the third time.
Oh, what's said in Job? The Most High speaketh once, he speaketh twice in the deep sleep unto men.
Yep.
So isn't it 3 times? So Yahweh Shai, you see me, you seen the Father. So just like how the Lord will speak, a few times, and you like, man, that's a spirit, I got to take heed. So that was Yahweh Shai, like, look, this is serious. Feed my sheep, okay? So this is a very serious job, man. Okay, keep going.
Verse 17, it says, He said unto him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he said unto him the third time, Lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things, thou knowest that I love thee. Yahweh Shai said unto him, Feed my sheep.
Feed my sheep. So what are we supposed to feed you? Are we supposed to put a banner with our number at the bottom for you to dial and get some kosher beef ribs? Are we supposed to be giving you gravy recipes? No, we're supposed to feed you, Matthew 4:4. We're supposed to feed you with the word, okay? Because man shall not live by bread alone. Because you just living off bread alone is not going to help you in what's to come, okay? Because wisdom and knowledge will be the stability of your times. That's what we're warning you about. Get ready, all right? Get ready, okay? The deal's about to go down. That anxious anticipation spirit of major prophecies is about to come to head, man. Okay? Read that.
Matthew 4 and verse 4. But he answered and said,
and he answered and said this to Shaitan. All right? In this context, Yahweh Shai is rebuking Satan with the scriptures. And that's another thing. Okay? We're feeding you through the spirit, watering and plant using the scriptures. So when you have a spiritual battle or you're going through something that can't be seen with the naked eye, all right, well, you've been fed with what you need to combat that. So this is why Yahweh Shai said you got to feed him, man. You got the wiles of the devil, you got the trickery, deceit, cunning craftiness, you got the lies, hypocrisies and propaganda out here. So make sure you feed my sheep with enough spiritual meal that my Father will increase them with a fortified mind. All right? Because when the deal goes down, what's prophesied in the good book, a lot of people ain't gonna know what to do. And you as well, sis. People aren't gonna know what to do when the prophecies in this book that people hold near and dear, they're not gonna know what to do in that day. Okay? And saying 3 Hail Marys ain't gonna get you nowhere.
Matthew 4 verse 4, when he answered and said, It is written, man shall not live by bread alone.
And where's it written? It's written in the book of Deuteronomy, okay? Where the Lord put us on a forced fast to show us that, hey, it ain't the carnal, it's me, So that's what we're learning now as well, remembering ourselves, is the spiritual servitude. Not just I got the fringes, I got the headband, I got give me the staff. Nope. It's the spiritual work that you're putting in. All right. What goes on up here? What's in your spirit? Where do you stand in the spirit with the Father? Why you think it said, love me with all thy heart in Exodus? What was the Lord talking about, man? In your spirit, because we're in the true hour. The Father is spirit, and he seeks such to worship him in truth and in spirit. All right. Keep going.
And it says, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Most High.
Yep. We'll read it again one more time.
Yep. Matthew 4 verse 4. But he answered and said, It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High.
There you go. So we gotta what? Give you it raw, man. All right? Because if not, we could be adding or taking from the word. And if we add and take from the word, we're adding and taking from your plate. We're adding and taking from what you're supposed to be fed. You see? Now, you as a parent, imagine seeing someone that you tell to feed your child, and they over here not feeding them what you told them to feed them. You will fire that person. Hey, I don't need you no more. You know? That's what you got to understand. There's a lot of wicked shepherds and false teachers out here that are feeding our people abominable things. And then on top of that, you got a lot of lost sheep of Israel that are still lost in the sauce because of these shepherds, man. You'll see something online that you're like, wow, that's off. Then you check the comment board and you got Jake siding with him, man. Let's get Proverbs 1. How long will you be simple still, man? You know? You got some, bro?
Yep. Yeah. This is Jeremiah 3:14. Turn, O backsliding children, saith Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, for I am married unto you, and I will take you, one of a city and two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion.
That's that small remnant. Not all Israel is going to be delivered on this side, man, by the miraculous prophecies of salvation. That's not going to bestow all of Israel. That's only going to be given to the first fruit. All right? The elect of the elect nation. You see? Keep going.
15. And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
Yep. So, which is a spirit, we just read that. So what you got to understand is you as an Israelite, you out there learning, look back and say, what are they feeding me? Because you don't want to fall in a spirit of entertainment. Look. Let's watch them cut Esau again. Because then that shows you where your intellect at as a person. So really, you're no better than the one giving you the entertainment. You just a fanatic in the crowd. You just want to watch the newest wrestler beat up on a guy, you know, and you're in a crowd with a sign up that says Khan. You see? So the Lord, man, he's tightening the standard, man. You know, the standard of how we're supposed to carry ourselves as Israelites. We're not supposed to be carrying ourselves as a stereotypical black man, Puerto Rican, Latino, or Native American man. All right, because through Esau, he has created an image of a byword that now you fall into. Like that game at the fair, you drop the ball, or it's like on Price is Right. They drop the ball and it just kind of pegs until it drops right in the hole. And right at the bottom, it says Negro.
Category. Accuser of that brother.
Yep.
When you go into that word in Revelation, it means to categorize.
Yep, beautiful. See? So he's categorized us as a people, but then you have our people that don't have a spirit or mind to want to get out of that category. So now it's a nigga with fringes, you know, which is disgusting. So not only do we get on Esau, but we get on the wicked portions of our people. Because when you read Jeremiah, who was he getting on? When you read Ezekiel, who was he getting on? When you read Hosea, who was he talking about? You know? What prophet was it? No, it wasn't Hosea. I think it was Zechariah or Zephaniah. They had to get raised up to prophesize against Jake that when after they got freed by the Persians, they didn't want to build a temple. So the Lord had to raise up, I think, Zechariah to cuss your ass out, man. So don't talk about the temple and this and all that when your ass wasn't even trying to rebuild anyways. Not saying now we need to carnally rebuild the temple, but even in history, speaking on, the prophets had to get on the people. Yahushai was cutting wicked scribes and Pharisees. Paul, so on, Stephen, you know? So you got to understand the relationship when it comes to Israel and the truth was there was always a division, if you will, when it came to the standard of the gospel, because not all Israel has the mind to see the truth. That's why they rejected Yahushai, and that's why now the hopeful elect, the house of David, Lord's will, are being rejected on a major scale. When you look at the scenario in the Hebrew Israelite community, all right, look at the guys who are pushed on top, all right, that just like who? King Saul. He was the king over Israel. So the community of Israel in a whole likes these false prophets and teachers, all right? But guess what? While wicked Saul was being a wicked king, right underneath was righteous David, man, all right? That was hidden in caves, all right? The rocks of deliverance, you know, always living by the right way, trying to, you know, he didn't kill Saul. He could have killed Saul. He took his spear and his water, you know. So that's us. While these guys, which we're not sitting here saying, hey, look at me, but in the spirit, we understand that we're bringing out, we understand through the spirit, we feel the Holy Spirit, man. So we're with the Holy Spirit, we're out here teaching and actually trying to bring out edification that's needful, okay? Without a wicked intent, all right? So just like David, only a small remnant cleaved to David. Gad cleaved to David, you know? So certain tribes and certain Israelites cleaved to David. Like 400 or 600, they met him in the caves. Instead of being with Saul. Because you see now, it's wicked being with these certain jakes, man. These certain teachers, you know?
Well, they're oppressing you, man.
Yeah.
They help toward your affliction.
Right, with Esau,
You know,
man.
they don't give you rest.
Nope. Nope.
I got that real quick.
Yep.
Yep. This is 1 Samuel 22:1. David therefore departed thence and escaped to the cave Adullam. And when his brethren and all his father's house heard it, they went down there to him, and everyone that was in distress, and everyone that was in debt, and everyone that was discontented.
Why were they in debt? They were in debt to Saul. Oh, when the kingdoms broke, wasn't the northern kingdom that killed the taskmaster or the debt collector?
Yep.
So was it Rehoboam or Jeroboam? They were sending tax collectors on their people, and remember they stoned him. So what you think Saul was doing? The Lord said he's going to make soldiers out of your sons, you know, have your daughters in the kitchen, send you to war. He was jacking Israel up. So when you look at these guys today and you listen to their ideology and the way they break down scriptures and how they handle our people, I couldn't imagine them in rulership. But to a degree, they're in a standard of authority on our people. You know, that's why it started with Elder Pastor Hart and then the rest of the elder apostles. They said, what? We got to clean up your mess. When Nate did a video and so on, we got to fix it because you're out here causing confusion, man. You know?
And everyone that was in distress, and everyone that was in debt, and everyone that was discontented, gathered themselves unto him, and he became a captain over them, and there was with him about 400 men.
Very spiritual. See? So, ye that are troubled, rest with us, you know? And that's the prophecy in Ezekiel that was also the vision given to Jeremiah, the 23rd chapter, all right? Because the Lord is starting to pull his sheep away from you wicked guys, man. The Lord is starting to pull his sheep out of the cuffs, all right, of these murderers, man, okay? You got a lot of terrible Israelites amongst us, and you have a lot of our people that aren't aware of those prophecies or the characteristics that befall some of our people. This is the reality of the truth of our nation. Okay, we have also internal problems. While there's external issues round about us, okay, there was also internal issues. Don't you know that when the Lord gave Jeremiah a vision, when he brought it to the king, they ripped it up and threw it in the fireplace, then locked him, and then he had to write another one, then they locked him up. The prophet Micaiah got punched in the face for telling the king at the time the truth, you know? So you have to understand the relationship that the prophets had to deal with when it came to the nation of Israel. They weren't always liked, you know?
This is Jeremiah 23:1. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, said Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
Yeah, you have a lot of Jakes that will say IUIC ruined my life, GOCC, which ultimately, you know, you weren't of the elect, because if you had a bad run-in with them, that shouldn't stop your belief in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, you see? But these guys put such a bad taste in your mouth that it actually makes Jake disown their heritage, man. Which is the prophecy where it said they'll pull the skin back off them, you know?
Shut up the gate.
Yeah, and exactly what I was thinking. They shut up the gate.
It says, therefore, thus said the Lord power of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people, that feed my people, ye have scattered my flock.
And you know what they feed you? They feed you a 5-hour meal about the baby and his fucking baby mother, Delia, whatever her name is. A 5-hour video on that issue. Are you kidding me? That's what you need to be fed with? Some fucking 4'11" gremlin nigga, and what he did with some wicked Israelite woman? 5 hours, we need to talk to you about that? What even needs to be addressed about those situations? You see? And the Spirit told me to talk about this, but as we speak, I just want to inch more and more towards prophecy, you know? But this is a part of prophecy. This is a part of prophecy in the end days where men will be lovers of themselves, disobedient to parents, blasphemers, hypocrites, and truth breakers. They're breaking truths with you, man. You know? And that's exactly what Esau did with Gad. So ye are of your father the devil. Don't you know in history, Gad brought out, he said, the first time I touched a goose quill, I didn't know that I was signing my village away. If I would have known that, I wouldn't have signed it. That's the type of spirit Esau comes in. And that's the spirit y'all are embodying, man. You know, getting over on our people according to a piece of paper.
It says,
if you will.
Ye have scattered my flock,
Yep.
and driven them away,
Yep.
and have not visited them.
And who else scattered us? Esau, man. Look at the correlation of wicked pastors, shepherds, all right, and the characteristics of Esau. You know, who was the wicked priest that went to the King Antiochus? Who was the wicked general that stormed in 70 A.D.? You know, who were the fucking wicked Jakes in the house, or told on Jakes that wanted to rise up, or the fucking wicked ass pastors with Esau sitting cross-legged, sipping tea and crumpets while he's got your ass preaching the slave Bible, man. Jake, wicked ass Jake, man. You know, get out of that black love spirit. I don't look at Michael Jordan as our people, you know, on a spiritual level, you know, because he's not. He's a Greek, you know.
Verse 3, and I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all countries where I have driven them, and will bring them again to their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase.
Oh, well, that makes me think about the Vikings. If you want to touch on that, brother, the Vikings, their whole conception was them from fleeing, right? During like the Greeks, if you will.
During the time of the Saxons, the Anglo-Saxons,
Yeah.
they fled from Norway to Norwegian down to England. But pretty much that was the Lord doing that to bring them back to their heritage. You know, because the Vikings were Israelites, man.
Yep.
You know, the Vikings were Israelites. The Anglo-Saxons were all Israelites, man.
Yep.
You know, and then what happened to those Vikings? They became Christian kings over Scotland, Greenland, and all those different lands during the Dark Ages. And the first people to come to America were the Vikings, man. All right, I believe about 800, 900 AD, thousands of years before Christopher Columbus, man.
Yep.
You see? And you had the Vikings intermingling with Gad.
Yep. Ain't that beautiful? And then, and really pretty much all nations that came over here had to speak with Gad because it was prophecy they would come to this land, you know? And we're actually, what's crazy is you just had what you know as Thanksgiving 2 days ago, right? But nobody's in the spirit of damn, this is effed up. We're actually, like, reality hasn't set in with people. Like, you may be calling this America, but this wasn't America when you got here, you know? You had to murder, you had to rape, you had to rob, you had to deceive to get this land, you see? Hey man, the history of America is disgusting, you know? We're in, where are we in, New York? Okay, which York, that's over in England. That's why they called it New York. Then you got in, New England. Oh, why do they call it the New England Patriots, which is located in Boston? Because Esau had to defeat the Brits, okay? So we as a people have been at war at all times, man. And on top of that, Esau hasn't stopped being at war with us, okay? He went to war with us as Esau. He went to war with us as the Greeks. He went to war with us as the pagan Roman Empire, might I add, if you know history, right? And then with his rebirthing, man, the spirit's changing. Let's go to Rev 20 if you want. Let's get into some history. Let's go into some history now, you see? Because that was the spirit all right, putting out a vibration that judgment is coming for you wicked and false teachers. But at the same time, we also got to rebuke and prophesize about the wicked, evil counterpart of our nation, who is who? Esau. Esau is technically our brother, you know? But let's go into a little bit of history through the Spirit, because where are we standing? We're standing on Gad land. We're standing on stolen land. We're standing, we're standing on a land that was established by bloodshed and inequity, rape and murder, skull, bones, blood is underneath here, man. But you're proud to be in this land, this stolen land. This land used to be a paradise, and now it's a concrete jungle. What advancements do you have? The only advancement that humans have is in wickedness, okay? You're not advancing in righteousness. You're not even advancing in righteous intellect or intelligence, you know? Let's, Rev 20, you got it? Yeah, read that.
Rev 20 verse 1, and I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit.
Which is talking about Yahushai, which that's in Revelations 1, right? And who made himself a little lower than an angel, right?
I got it.
Yeah, for edification.
This is Revelation 1:18. I am he that liveth and was dead, and behold, I am alive forevermore among, and have the keys of hell and of death.
Yep, it said I am alive evermore, which proves that after 1,000 years, Yahushua is not going to go into a coma. Okay? Right. He defeated death. Through the new covenant, we won't sin, so we won't die.
Well, he's Alpha and Omega. You know, so how could the Lord die?
Right.
You got it, bro.
Back in Rev? Was that it?
Yep.
Okay.
Back in Rev 20 verse 1, and it says, and I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit, and a great chain in his hand.
Yeah, great chain in his hand, because you got to understand in history, Esau knows that he was the Greeks and the Romans, but he wasn't always the Romans. All right, because he fell. Well, I'll say the Western
Roman Empire fell, which the Roman Empire actually moved to the east, to Asia Minor, which they called that the Constantinople or Byzantine, which is what Esau calls it, which means backwards. But meanwhile, the Western Empire fell. You see, so one of the last Caesars was Edomite rulers, I believe, was what's his name, man? I would have to look it up, but they besieged Jerusalem in 70 AD. You see, Titus and Vespasian, Titus and Vespasian. After they besieged Jerusalem, Jake began to get up in there and rulership as Caesars in Rome. Okay, you have Septimius Severus, I believe from about 111 AD on upward, and then during the time of 325 AD, you had the Emperor Constantine, who was an Israelite. All right, and this is where you get Constantinople from, because he moved the empire from the capital over there in Rome. He moved that to Constantinople in Asia Minor. You see?
Yeah.
And then ever since then, Christianity has spread throughout all the known world. But what they did, they had a council called the Council of Nicaea, right, which Constantine was going off, but he was an Israelite. What he did was he mixed the pagan idols with the scriptures.